the shadows where we weave. Cat's voice spins webs of belief. Tarantulas with names like art. Science and spiders tear the dark. Whispered wonders in the haze. Youthful minds in their gaze. Spreading vibes across the air in this web. Nothing compares. Web wonders casting spells where dark truths and lightness dwell. Teaching youth the planet's lore. Spinning webs forevermore. Scientific names roll on her tongue. Wisdom's lantern for the young. Tarantulas creeping through the stream. Now the pulse matches the dream. Spiders crawl.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 6. We're making it. So, everyone, please welcome Genesis to our Web Wonders show. Hi, Genesis.
Hi.
I'm here waiting for like the back audience applaud.
Do they? The cheering and the yelling.
Yeah. And Oprah saying, you get a one. You get a one. But real quick, shout out to all the sponsors and all our supporters that support and our friends at Cold-Blooded Cafe, Shadow Fitters, Tarantula Cribs, Red Top Life, Epic Reptiles, Arachnid Kingdom, Juice's Arthropods, Frank's Buggin 661, Exa Team, Mary's Webs, Caveman Reptiles, Pelv's Peculiar Pets, Eight-Legged Bugs, and Chameleon Academy. So thank you for all the support, all your friends and everything. Let's get the show on the road. All right. So last week we had Stephanie Tarantula Amor. She was our first girl in the hobby on the show, and you are our second. So I'm so excited for you to be here, Genesis. And it's going to be a great one because it's a topic that not a lot of people, they're familiar with it, but they're not open.
It's not like talked about a lot.
Yeah. So please tell us a little bit about yourself first.
So, my name is Genesis. I did not know I was the second female in the hobby. I did not know that, but I do collect surrendered or injured reptiles from either pet stores or adoption centers. I currently have 2. There are a lot to handle, but that's really it.
What animals do you have?
I have a Max Snow leopard gecko. He's a year old. He was my first reptile. And I also have a tiger striped crested gecko. I don't know how old she is, but she's super tiny.
And that's what you have as of now.
As of now, yeah.
As of now, is it gonna? Do you think it's gonna
expand?
Oh yeah, expand.
Most likely. I already spoke to my parents.
Has the addiction hit you yet?
It has. I never knew there's so many like different types of morphs of like leopard geckos or like cresteds. I'm starting to get into bearded dragons as well. That's kind of like on the hard side, in my opinion, for reptile keeping. And I'm really excited for that.
Oh, okay. So on the show, we talk about every animal, mostly arachnids, but because you specialize more in reptiles, I have to ask this question. How do you feel about the arachnids?
I don't know if you guys saw that video that Kat posted. That was me. I panicked because I was fine with the small tarantulas that I've seen from like afar in their enclosure. But I'm fine with like the Madagascar cockroach that she also has. But it was the arachnids that I'm on the. It's like
Yeah.
a 50-50 relationship. I'm fine feeding them, watering them, and like watching them eat it. But like holding them, it's I'm scared on.
Yeah. But I was proud of you. You were like, all right, let's go, let's do it. She
I
was
just
on
wanted
it.
to get it over with.
Like, oh my god, I gotta face my fears. But you did great. I was so proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. So in the is that something in the future that you might wanna tackle? Getting one?
Probably. I've been doing like some of my own research for tarantulas.
Mm.
Not to keep for right now, but just to like give information to like people that I know and they want a tarantula, and if they don't know like how to contact you, I'll just give as much as information I could possibly have and then give your information on. But yeah, but probably not.
I'll convince you one day. Just give me one shot. Um, so because of now where you are now, what really got you into the hobby?
So TikTok did. So I would be scrolling through TikTok and I like all of the animal TikToks that I see, so like dogs to cats to birds and all that. But then there was reptiles and there would be reptile keepers that have reptile what's it called? Reptile rooms.
Yep.
And they would have different reptiles, like skinks, bearded dragons, leopard geckos, crested geckos, and some would specify in like one reptile, but then there's others that specify in different types of reptiles, and that's like something that I definitely caught my attention on. And another reason would be people tend to surrender. Oh, that's cool. um some people do tend to surrender reptiles, and I see it for myself, and it's definitely really sad to watch, especially when they are sick and they get surrendered, and people say stuff like they're disabled. That's what happened to my leopard gecko, actually. His owner, past owner, told me that he is disabled. He's a lot to manage. She didn't have enough time to care for him,
Hmm.
and at first, I did not want him because I was like, "Oh, that might be a lot." But then, when I saw him in person, he was actually pretty chill. And I got him.
Yeah. And you because you work um what you do,
Mhm.
did you already have knowledge into what you were getting into?
Yeah, so I would do my own research on reptiles that I would see at my job. We They sell different types of reptiles to like what we already know, the bearded dragons, leopard geckos, skinks, crested geckos, tortoises, and I do my own little research what's that called?
Research guide?
Yeah, research guide. And I just put the stuff that's important, stuff that's mandatory, stuff that's important for them, and I just use it to help others with their reptile. And
Nice.
some listen, some do not.
Of course. Yeah. And when people go to the store and they say, like, I always had this in my head, like, when people go to the store and say, like, I'm just gonna go like window shop, and I'm usually in the section where all the animals are, and I see kids and like, mommy, I want this, I want that, and their parents are just looking at them like, I know what's going through their mind. Their mind is they're thinking, okay, the responsibilities, the lighting, the bills, blah blah blah. But the
Not only
kid,
that, but reptiles last a
yeah,
while, and people
yeah,
are stunned to the fact that, "Oh, hey, my reptile is
yeah,
25 years old," and they're like, "What?" Like,
yeah,
that's always like a shock when I say that.
yeah. So it's a lot that goes in behind the scenes dealing with all of it. So how are you preparing with your animals? Like how
Oh,
what do you do? Or like
what
what do you do for your leopard gecko?
Oh, so, what do you mean, like, when I first got him,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Oh, so when I first got him, he came with severe, not severe, but MBD, kind of on the severe side, kind of not. He also had, this was later on, he also developed respiratory infection, and thankfully it didn't go as bad as I thought it would be. But I did take him to the vet, and I don't have any hate for any vets at all because every vet is different.
Right.
But with experiences that I've had with vets, they usually don't pay attention to the important stuff for reptiles. Because at first, when I took him to the vet, she already saw the MBD. It was obvious. His legs were shaking every time he walked. His bone was literally sideways. Um, and sorry.
You're fine. Let me just hold on, get my cat out. Go, Rex. Go. Go. Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
All right. So
um,
for those of you watching, MBD stands for metabolic bone disease, and
yeah,
that's something that reptiles can have or develop throughout their lifetime if they have improper care.
yeah. Especially if you don't give them, if you don't sprinkle their food with calcium
Right.
or excuse me, multivitamin or UVB lights are not mandatory, but if your reptile does have MBD, metabolic bone disease, it's required so it could help their spine at least. Because
Yeah.
metabolic bone disease doesn't help their legs sometimes, but it helps their spine.
Right.
Yeah. But
And
oh.
no, no, go ahead. This is dumb flying. Rocco, go get the fly. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You're good, you're good. The vet only saw him for 15 minutes. It was pretty short. It was my first time, so I just thought it was normal. So I was like, okay. And 15 minutes, and she told me stuff that I already knew. She said the temps that it has to be on for cool and hot. I already had it on the correct temps. I had plenty of hides because I have him in a 67 gallon, so I have like plenty of hides, a lot of coverage, and I just added cork bark so you could climb.
Mhm.
But she was just telling me stuff that I already knew. And they did x-rays, they did a checkup on him, and she told me he was healthy. And I was like, okay, that's completely fine. So I brought him home. He was eating, he was drinking. He at first he didn't like to be held, which is completely normal for leopard geckos. They don't like being held.
Mm.
But then 2 weeks later, he started showing signs of respiratory infection. And that's when there's too much humidity, which
Okay.
and then it shows signs of wet around the mouth,
Mhm.
like a bubble coming out of their nose, heavy breathing, and that's what the signs that he was showing. And I panicked. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I called the vet back. I tried to get a appointment, and I told her that I didn't have enough money. Just do the appointment 2 weeks from now. I'll just observe him. If anything, I'll just take him in for emergency. And she just guilt tripped me. She just said that, oh, he might die. It's better to take him the next day. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have enough money to pay the bill that you guys are going to give me.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, and thanks to Kat, thanks to Chief Sweets and Reptile Fur Mom, they helped
Yeah,
me with that situation.
that's so
And
good.
that definitely calmed me down, and thankfully he's doing so much better. He's breathing normally now. I haven't seen any wetness around the mouth, no bubbles, so that's thank you guys.
Wow. Shout out to her mom. Shout out to Chief Sweets Universe, and shout out to where's it going? Who else? Sorry.
You.
Oh no. The ones who really helped you is the people in the community who
Yep.
put in their 10 cents, who put in their input, because we all go through this, and we all care for each other because we've all gone through this and we know what it's like. So shout out to everyone who has helped Genesis and just has helped each other. Thank
Yeah, it's definitely something that I've learned, that yeah, you have a whole bunch of information for every single reptile,
you.
but don't be afraid to ask for help,
Yeah.
because The podcast that I saw before, she did mention that you don't know everything. So that's like something that I've learned
Yes.
over time.
Yeah.
And then for Mirage, that's my crested gecko. She struggles with shed.
Okay.
So sometimes when she sheds, it gets stuck on her right arm to the point that when I first got her, it cut through her arm and it got swollen. Thankfully, it didn't bleed,
Okay.
but it just left a scar on her to the
Mhm.
point that when we were trying to take the soak her first and then try to take out the shed so it doesn't cut circulation.
Right.
Um, it was a struggle because she was moving too much. She did bite me, but it didn't hurt.
That's how you know it's working.
Right, it's working because.
Yep.
But yeah, those are my two pains.
Oh. And so, how is she doing now?
She's definitely doing a lot better. She still struggles with shedding still, and that's definitely normal for baby crested geckos. So if that happens to your crested gecko, especially if it's baby, don't be afraid. Just soak it, peel it off as slowly as you can because you don't want to peel it off early either.
Right.
But yeah, do it right when you see it because then it's just gonna cut the circulation. Then it's gonna cause it to be an amputation.
Right.
Yes.
And while she was going through all that, how was her appetite?
Her appetite was normal. She doesn't like small crickets. She's like this tiny and she doesn't like small crickets. She likes either medium or large crickets, or when I give the doobie roaches, she likes the medium ones.
Yeah.
She does not like the small ones. Cause I remember telling somebody that I was
Like
scared to give
Tic
her
Tac.
the big ones, right? The big ones and have her choke on it, but no, she just eats it plenty.
Wow.
And for the crested gecko mix. She likes it sometimes with strawberry. So I just put strawberry juice on sometimes, not all the time, and she eats it just fine.
Oh,
So that was
that's
before and then after. Her appetite did not change.
that's awesome. See, that's how you know you're doing your utmost to take care of these animals.
Right.
And you can see the change. You can see whether it's working for them or whether it's not.
Right.
That's the beauty of when you're taking care of these animals.
Mhm.
And whether it's a reptile or an arachnid, you see what their needs are. You see if it's working, if it's not, if they need something. Even with a cat, you know what their needs are, and if it's not met, it's not met, and you need to
Right.
address it. So I'm
Yeah,
glad
and you see the before and after too,
exactly.
because for leopard geckos, you could see coloring. Because sorry, before when I got him, he was just pale. He was pale with the black polka dots, because that's what a Maxno has. And now he's just a yellowish with a cream, and his polka dots are dark, dark brown. So I
Mhm.
saw the difference of him being unhealthy to being
Right.
healthy.
Yep. Yeah, you could totally see that. So
Mhm.
for those of you who don't know, I got Rocco um because of Genesis. So even though he's a surrender, but he's a rescue, you helped me rescue him. So I want to thank you personally.
You're
He's doing
welcome.
great. I love him. And I would have never known the love I have for reptiles because of you.
Oh, you're welcome. I literally when I saw him the way he was, I just thought, "Hey, maybe Kat wants him." Because I know at first when I like met you, you were into like the tarantulas and
Mhm.
the millipedes, the
Okay.
cockroaches and all that. But I
Yeah.
was like, maybe she wants a new addition.
Yeah. You know
And
what?
I see the difference too. He's so much healthier and happier, and I love that.
Yes. And this behind me, were me and my stepdad were making Rocco a big enclosure because the one. Okay, for those of you watching, again, Genesis and I revamped the enclosure that he came in. The worst Home Depot, the worst MacGyver we could do. It was just, anyways, it works for him now,
Mhm.
but we're doing that. So, have you done any special projects for your animals?
So I have. For my crested gecko Mirage, my dad is a carpenter. He built her enclosure, and I just gave him the dimensions, and he actually made it bigger than I expected it to be. But it's perfect because then she's a jumper. She
Right.
loves to jump. I could barely hold her because she just jumps off me. So there's a lot of space for her to jump, and I just like that. But that was one of the projects that I it's actually done. But that's another project that I'm gonna do starting this week.
Okay.
And yeah.
Nice. um, and for Kovu?
Kovu, I just bought it off Amazon. And that was actually free because when it came, it was all damaged. It was broken, the plexiglass was scratched, and I just called the company, told them that what I saw and what was happening, sent pictures, and they just told me to throw it out. But I was like,
They didn't refund you, or they didn't do
"Oh, they
anything?
refunded me."
Oh,
They refunded me, but they told me to throw it out because it was broken. But I was like, "Father, fix it."
MacGyver it. Do something.
Right, do something.
Oh my god. Okay, MacGyver. I don't know. I'm not gonna say your age, but people in who are my age or older, MacGyver is. It was a show that this man would fix things, and you guys have to watch it. If you're in the hobby, you have to know what MacGyvering is. MacGyvering is when you fix something that comes out of your head or your butt, and you just do it. But anyways, off topic. So that's something you didn't expect. And in the hobby, that happens a lot. Like you think you're gonna get something and it's gonna be great, but then are you really prepared for the what ifs, or
Right.
uh, what do I have to do in order to prepare for the bad stuff? So did you have those expectations, or
Kind of, because sometimes enclosures, they say it's one dimension and it's not. His enclosure was supposed to be an 87. Well, no, an 81, sorry, and it turned out to be a 67. But my dad just expanded it just a little bit
Mhm.
because I'm the one that likes to exaggerate the enclosure. So the max for a leopard gecko is a 40, but I was like, let me just expand it just a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also for misters, I was gonna get a mister for my crested gecko, but misters tend to break down easily, or foggers as well.
Foggers, yeah.
Yep. So it's like another project for the future too.
Yeah. Um, not now that you mentioned about the foggers, guys, do not get the foggers from the dollar store.
Don't get that.
Learn from my experience. They're crap.
They are.
Anyways, yeah, just don't. So that's an experience. And speaking of experience, what experiences have you had as of now or are learning right now?
Definitely my reptiles behaviors,
Mhm.
cuz what I've learned from many reptile keepers is that some reptiles have they show ways on showing that they're stressed and showing that they're comfortable with you.
Mhm.
So for leopard geckos, I see a lot that when I try to handle him, and sometimes he comes to my hand, sometimes he doesn't, and when he doesn't, he does like this like S shape every time. So I'm like, wait a second. Maybe that means he's uncomfortable and doesn't just want to go on me. So I just back away and then he just goes back to whatever he was doing. So that's like one way to show like if they're stressed or not. And
Yeah.
then for crested gecko, she I don't know. She just likes to jump on me. It scares me every time, but she just jumps and I'm still like figuring that out too. So
So she's on one brain cell.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One brain cell, which was like unexpected from her.
Right. That we still love them.
Right, right.
Yeah. um, but when you first started out in the hobby, what expectation did you like think it would be like in the hobby? Like what how do I explain this question? Like, did you think it was gonna be like all hunky dory? It was gonna go easy.
At first I thought it would be easy, especially since when you watch like a video of somebody else doing it, it's like, oh, maybe I can do that too. But then when I got into it, I saw that it's not. Especially, it depends on like the reptile you get as well,
Mm-hmm.
because and it just depends on the reptile that you get technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at your job,
Mm.
how important is it when you first started out to be educated in knowing what you're dealing with?
So at first, I didn't know anything, if I'm being honest. I didn't know anything. All I knew was about hamsters and guinea pigs, which I had cuz I wanted one, so I just did like as much research as I could to like before I got one, but then I ended up not getting one. But then when I saw the different morphs of reptiles, I started getting into that. So I like I said before, I did my own actually I could show you the one that I did for my leopard gecko.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Hmm. Of course. I'm gonna check the comments. All right. What do we have in the comments? Hello, hello, hello. Hold on, Genesis. I'm gonna read through the comments. What dragon? Oh, bearded dragon. Oh, sorry, I'm reading. I gotta start getting like paying attention to the comments because okay. Wow, that's a nice conversation that's going on in the comments. Pretty cool. All right, I'll get back to you guys on that. Okay. All right, go ahead, Genesis.
It's not loading. But what
Fail.
I could summarize on is it's
Mhm.
just I took a picture of a leopard gecko. I did how to know which is female and male. I did
Oh,
how long they get, which is 8 to 9 no 8 around 8 to 9 inches long. I also did their environment wise, which is desert, but then it also is like humidity wise for the cool side, especially. I also did what they eat, what you specifically need, especially for a sick leopard gecko. You definitely need UVB. You definitely need a good like basking light because that's another issue some people do have that they don't pay attention to the heat on
yeah,
the side, which is supposed to be 85 because if it's 80, they're not gonna eat.
yeah,
So yeah, that's one thing. And I also did oh, I also said not said. I also put where they're from too, which I forgot which part of India they are, but if I could remember, I think they're from Pakistan. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's like the type of stuff that I put on my care sheet and I studied it. I added more. I asked other people that had leopard geckos and had like experience with leopard geckos and added it on there too. So yeah,
yeah.
that's really it.
That's actually a really good idea to take home with you.
Mhm.
That care guide, even though some stores may not be so accurate, but however, it'll certainly, that phrase, a little goes a long way.
Yep.
So this can be like the same analogy. You never know what you read could actually work in your benefit at home. So that's a good thing. That's a really smart thing that you did.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so we talked about the expectations and being educated. So one thing I noticed when I know this is frowned upon, but sometimes I do it. I go to the store and I sometimes see a tarantula and I'm like, it's coming home with me. It's coming home. It has to. But one thing I notice is that sometimes, and I know it's not the store's fault, it's just how the company runs it. But they see, like I see where how it's being kept, and a lot of the tarantulas are different species along with the reptiles. They're all different species, and yet they're all being kept the same way, which is which causes different problems.
Yep.
So when you first got Kovu or your crested gecko, did you think that bringing home this animal would fit the same needs as how it did in the store?
At first I did until I like did a deep dive in research and saw like pictures on how other people had their enclosures, and that's when I realized that, oh, so they're not supposed to be on sand. They're supposed to be on dirt mixed with sand.
Right.
And like have it 4 inches high so they could burrow. And I'm like, okay. So I just wrote that down and I copied it for their enclosures. Well, for Kovu's enclosure, which meant the leopard gecko.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And another thing that I noticed was most of the reptiles are kept together, and that's so dangerous because a lot of things could happen. I mean, just for an example, they could have like fights, and you like a customer will go in and be like, "Oh, I want that one," not knowing that that specific animal had like an injury because it was kept together with that group, and then they bring it home and everything's fine, and then down the line they find out, oh, something's wrong with its leg or whatever. I didn't buy it like that. Why is it now coming up? The problem, why is it coming up now? So I think it's so important when you're buying from stores or even online, ask questions.
Yep.
So I'm sure that you help people when they go to the store and you say, "Oh, can I help you with something?" I'm sure you're like, "Listen, this is what it needs. Go by the care sheet, but also do your own research." That's
Hmm.
something that you do too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and other people as well, because we see those animals as our children. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so, some people do listen,
Mhm.
some people do not. But yeah, we just see those animals as our children, and we try to educate as many people who accept it, because like I said, some people don't accept it
Yeah.
and take it as an offense. But yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to handling, when it comes across to handling, how comfortable were you when you were to handle Kovu or your crested gecko for the first time?
So for Kovu, I was a little nervous. He was technically weak when I got him, so I was like, should I hold him? Should I hold back? Cause I don't know, I just got scared. I get scared. But then when I held him, and I looked at his little like smiley little face, I was like, you know what? It's not that bad.
He does. He has the cute face. Oh my gosh.
He's
He's
so
so
cute. Yeah, he
cute.
has this little like smiley face that he gives when he looks at you. I'm like, oh, you're coming home with me.
Yes. The pretty little eyes. I love it. He's so
And
cute.
then for Mirage, I was actually more terrified because when I saw that they jumped and they're not aggressive, but slightly aggressive, I was like, wait. But then when I held her, she just crawled on me, like
Yeah.
crawled on my arm, jumped on my like stomach. Well, not stomach, my chest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was.
She has some sass. She's cute though.
She's extremely sassy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her. Um, so what exotics do you want in the future?
So, for whatever reason, I kind of was thinking a frilled dragon. Because well, it could, I don't know if this is a lie or not, but frilled dragons run on their like two legs, and it's
Mhm.
hilarious.
Yeah,
And
I
they're little
thought-
like, right, and they're little like, I
yeah.
don't know what it's called, but they have like this thing that they have when it like goes out. It's just the cutest little thing.
Oh, the flap thingy.
Yeah, the flat. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. Those.
But at the moment I am trying to get a bearded dragon.
Okay.
Um I have been watching Chief Sweet's
Yeah,
videos on that because he has a ton of those videos. So I was like, let me just watch them all. Because one thing about me is that if I'm getting an animal, I want it to have the best life. I don't want it to be like depressed
exactly.
and sad for the rest of its life. So I just
Exactly.
I literally dive deep into studying for them.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny? When I started first watching his videos, because I wanted to get a bearded dragon too. So I'm like doing my research, and then I came across Cedric, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch whatever. So as I was still watching, he also had tarantulas, and he had the cockroaches and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And then he also had like centipedes, and I started getting more into the centipedes and other things. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's like an addiction within itself. So when you were
Mhm.
watching like those videos and stuff, did you start to feel like, oh, I need this now?
Sometimes I would be lying if I said no.
Watch you end up getting something so bizarre that's not even
Watch me get like a monitor lizard, bro.
or like one of those giant like komodos or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
brought
I
you
could.
to a whole sanctuary.
Yeah, literally. That's literally what I'm trying to have my room as, or like have like my shed as
Yeah.
a sanctuary for either surrendered or
Mhm.
injured animals.
Yeah.
Because yes, animals do need to be taken to a vet, but there are some natural ways to like cure sicknesses. So for the respiratory infection for my leopard gecko, he
Mhm.
healed on his own.
Oh.
I didn't take him to the vet right after this. The What happened, he healed on his own. Cause what happened is that the leopard gecko respiratory, not respiratory, what's it called? Their immune system, it's stronger than a breeder dragon's. So when I found that out, I was like, okay, let me leave him alone. Just keep it on, like checking on him, and I did that, and now he's much much better.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so is that something that you would want to do in the future is be more invested in reptiles?
Yeah. Especially the surrendered ones for sure. I every single time I see one I just feel this like my I just feel my heart breaking.
You feel more attached
Like,
to
yeah, I feel more
yeah,
like attached to them.
yeah, that's cute. Yeah. The ones that are okay, they'll be fine without me. It's the ones that are broken that keep
Right, right.
me. Yeah. I think that's so endearing and very admirable of you because a lot of people pass that up really quickly. Like they see a broken toy and it's useless. No, it's
Yeah,
not. That's my thing. I love creepy things in a way that people won't understand me. For example, dead flowers. I
mhm.
love dead flowers. They're
Yep,
so
I do too.
cute,
I do too.
right? They're so
Especially, I've been seeing TikTok, some people on TikTok
mhm.
take the wilting dead flowers, put them in like a frame, and just
Yeah.
framing it on there.
Hmm.
I just like because you take something that's already like dead into something beautiful, and I
Yeah.
like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone who agrees with me. Finally. So that's the same concept when it comes to like surrendered or rescue animals that people just pass them up and they don't want to deal with that because they have problems or whatever. But no, you would never know the amount of love you can get just from them and vice versa.
Yep.
Like it's amazing. Yeah. So thank you for what you do in your job and out your job.
Thank you.
Yes. Um so what is something positive that you want to tell people?
Um, Not sure. um, Definitely if you're trying to get into the reptile community. Wait, I forgot the word.
Yeah, the hobby. You're
The
right.
hobby, there you go, the
You're right.
reptile hobby. Definitely do as much research as you can, and
Mhm.
definitely get some research from people that have experience in the reptile that you want, because some stuff on Google Safari, um, some are like incorrect, some are correct, and it's better to get examples because like when you read a book, what do they give you? They give you examples. So
Yeah.
you should do the same thing for reptiles as well, and definitely ask questions,
Mhm.
because even like I said before, even if you know enough about it, there's something that you're not going to know from your reptile, and you're
Ex-
gonna have to ask somebody from the community. and they're gonna help you as much as they can.
Exactly. I like how you brought that up about the book. I really like that analogy.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see this real quick question here. Genesis, we are in the same path. I'd love to talk to you about it one of these days. Oh, that's sweet. Uh,
Oh,
nice. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. See, that's why I love this community, because there's people out there that are either struggling through the same thing, going through the same thing, have questions, but don't really know where to find the answers. And you just never know that what I say, what you say, we might say something, and then it could be an answer for somebody
right.
out there. Yeah. So that's why we have this community. That's why we're in this podcast and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of
Oh,
thought.
actually,
Yeah,
it did load. If it's okay to show.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I need to make one for my crested geckos. That's another thing. Even if you don't have enough information and you get the reptile, you also learn along the way, because
Yeah.
there's stuff that I didn't have on the care sheet, and I learned along the way for my leopard gecko. So
Oh.
that's like another thing that people should keep in mind as well.
Hmm.
But this is what I did. I don't know if you guys could see it. This is what I did.
Yeah.
I just did like a whole bunch of information. I did common behaviors, because that's an important thing too. You have to figure out if when you get
First,
it,
pop it
it's
up.
happy. Oh, what do you
All
mean?
right. Let's see if my boss can pop it up.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. And no, he's probably not paying attention. But anyways.
but like definitely one thing that you should
Yeah.
keep on an eye on is if your gecko is happy or stressed. Definitely put like the behaviors that they show. I did also put what a gecko is, especially like information. I say that leopard geckos are mostly nocturnal. They have eyelids.
Mm.
They have
Oh,
little
yeah.
claws,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I also highlighted they will tolerate a certain amount of contact, but don't overdo it, or your leopard gecko may become stressed. I highlighted it like correctly because I don't. I think I told you this, but I was terrified of making him stressed.
Oh yeah.
And then
He
I
hasn't dropped
put
the tail, right?
no,
Wow.
which both of them happen actually.
So that's a
Like
good
I think
thing.
I told you this, yeah. So for the crested geckos get scared easily.
Mhm.
I've dropped stuff on accident. I freak out. I open it and she's completely fine. And I'm like, oh okay.
She's something else. I don't
she's
think I
like,
can trust the
she's like,
gecko.
she has superpowers at this point because I don't even know.
She's probably an immortal thing.
Right.
I don't know. That's weird.
I also put regular
Mhm.
weight, obese, and
Ooh, okay.
underweight. My
That-
gecko is on like this side.
So it gives you the what is it called? BMI, body mass index.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Wow. And
And
that's the chart that you made, or it was already
that
made?
I made, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I gathered all information from Google, Safari, some care sheets, and people that have experience with the leopard gecko, and I just summarized everything and put it on like a not short, but like a easier way that I could remember.
Right.
Because that's another thing about me. I like remember stuff, especially if it's about animals. You
Yeah.
tell me something like a year ago, and I'll remember it to this day.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I
I
like.
also put. This is what I
Can you
said
make a
earlier. I
copy?
also put. I'm sorry.
Can you make me a copy?
A coffee?
Yeah.
I will. I will.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a leopard gecko, but I do have a crested gecko, my frog butt
Hmm.
reptar. So I would like something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna do one for my crested geckos because, like, when I got her, I had no information at all. I just got her with no information, and then when I got her and I took her to you, you gave me some pointers. Reptile for mom did too, and I just wrote it down in like a little note that I have on my phone, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that and put it on the care sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. To be honest, Okay, confession time. To be honest, I really thought that when you started working with animals, you were just gonna be like, "Oh, it's just an animal thing. It's just to pass by the time." You went full blown commando, MI6, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Going home with me today. I'm like, okay, Genesis, okay, calm down with this.
Yeah, I just sprinted. I said, "Oh, I want a reptile. Let me go."
Yes, that was you. And every time we would go to the store and I would see you with the animals, I'm like, that's Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it brightens up my day. And I love when I see people so enthusiastic about animals, whether it's a reptile or not. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm trying. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trying to like lure you in to the arachnids. I'm trying.
Oh
Okay,
no.
okay. What about a scorpion? Because you did talk about that.
Uh, did I? I
Yeah.
don't have any recollection in here.
What
Okay, but
was
like
it?
I did. The color was amazing. I don't know which one it was. I know it was one of the small ones and it was blue. No, I think it was
It was
purple.
the scorpion?
I think there was one at a pet store that was purple. And I think I told you about it. I don't know.
The tail, maybe?
The tail,
The,
yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
The s- the
Okay.
stinger?
Yes,
The
but it has a name. It starts with a T, but anyways. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's
Emperor Scorpion, maybe.
yeah, there we go. I think that's what it was, yeah. And that's definitely something that I would want, but like
Hmm.
for right now I'm on the scared side.
Yeah. I gotta we need another therapy session.
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
for
Jennifer,
sure, for
sit down.
sure.
Sit down. Just do this. That's it.
I'll be like, oh, I'm actually still surprised I even held your tarantula. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was amazing. He's he's doing okay. He's taking forever to go, but he's good. Yeah. You need to hold Helena next time. That's the Queen Helena. She's the big one.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I told Kat when I was gonna hold like the tarantula. I told her, how could I hold a hissing cockroach that could crawl and like just hiss at you and not be able to hold a tarantula? Like
That
that
does
gives
nothing.
me some. That does nothing, right?
But you did great. You did great. Yeah. So what about the feeders? Now that we're talking about the cockroaches, um, have you tried to the best of your ability? How well do they eat your pets?
So Mirage, the crested gecko. I'm just using their names actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So crested gecko, she eats like she eats completely fine. It's just my leopard gecko that's a little struggle. He looks underweight, but he's not. He just doesn't eat as much as regular leopard geckos should.
Hmm.
So you could give him like one cricket and he'll be full. He just wouldn't want another one, and that's not like normal. But then like he walks around, he climbs, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah,
Great.
he's a struggle. He's a struggle.
So you have a sassy one cell brain crested gecko, and
Yep.
then I don't know how to explain.
Me
Kobe.
either. I don't even know what coat.
He's just
Actually,
cute.
let me bring him over. Let me bring him over.
Okay, he's just cute. That's it. For the audience, while Genesis gets Kovu. So next week we have Frank Chavez from Frank's Bugging 661. Please look him up. He's going to be on the show next week talking about. Should I say what we're going to be talking about, or should I just leave that as a surprise?
This is my hard headed.
Kovu! Oh my god, that face!
This
Hi,
is the
Kovu.
hard headed guy.
I don't
But
know if
yeah,
you
and then his like polka dots and everything. I don't know if he's gonna let me. Oh, it's okay, buddy. polka dots and all that.
Telson. Thank you, Chris. Pelps Peculiar
Oh.
Pets. Thank you. Yes, Telson. That's what the.
The stinger is?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. So, Kovu, how you don't know the age, right? You don't know.
I'm guessing a year because what I did research on, it's a little hard to figure out what their age is, but something that they did say that could be not accurate but almost accurate is by weight.
Oh, okay.
So he weighs, last time I weighed him, like 54, I think 54, and then that just says that he's like a year old. So for right now, I think he's a year old.
A year old.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I wonder, because you can use a scale, right? You have a scale.
Yep.
Okay. I wonder, do you use that for Mirage, or she's too small for that?
Mirage, I did try weighing her, and it didn't even like it didn't even process what it was weighing.
It's just full of air.
Right.
That's it.
So I'm not sure. She could probably be I don't know, like a couple months maybe, because like she is small. Let me bring her over as well. She's small. I don't know.
And she's still eating fine with the Rapashi?
Yes.
Good. I'm looking at my frog butt.
She'll
Press
probably jump on the screen, but I'm not sure. She does that a lot. But this is her. She's
Oh my
like
gosh.
super tiny.
And how's her arm?
Her arm is definitely doing a lot better. So it's this arm that was swollen.
Yep.
It has a scar for right now,
Yeah.
but it was super, super swollen to the point like you could barely see where her arm even started. But yeah, it's definitely doing a lot better. I've been cleaning it. It's definitely a hassle because she doesn't stay still. She jumps and she just walks away. Even when I'm trying to soak her, she just jumps out of the water. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm trying to help you.
Survival mode.
Right.
Yeah. So what cleaning stuff do you use?
So I use the wound care one because something that I did search up was the saline one, not the saline, the iodine, but like I couldn't find an iodine.
Okay.
So I used a wound care without alcohol, and that has been helping her a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Because all you have to do is keep it from getting dirty and keeping
Right.
it from harboring like bacteria. So that's what I bought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. And you have that on your care sheet, that on your personal care sheet, you wrote it
Yep.
down?
I put it down so if next time I get another crested gecko that has like a cut or
Good.
right, I just know that I'll be using that to clean it out.
Yep. So basically, throughout this whole process, you've been writing what works, what hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
perfect.
especially if food wise, I put down like she doesn't like stuff with banana in it. I noticed that. Or not banana, watermelon, because I tried one with watermelon and she doesn't touch it unless I put a few drops of strawberry
Yeah.
juice in it. Then she eats it. So I just write that down that Mirage doesn't like watermelon. And then for Kovu, he doesn't like doobie roaches. So I put leopard gecko. Kovu doesn't like doobie roaches. So I just write that down and just keep it in mind to not buy those stuff.
See, that's a good thing. If you're getting into the hobby or if you've been in the hobby for a while, little details like that is so important. Like I have um my little booklet for when each of my tarantulas molt. I write down who it is, what they molted, and like everything, all the dates and all the stuff. Excuse me. But it's little details like that that
Mhm.
makes a great keeper. So thank you for sharing that, and I'm sure whoever's watching will get that idea and will help them as well. So thank you
Yep.
for that.
You're welcome.
um I can't believe the time is already passed, and I feel like we should talk more and like get things out there, but I think we've done great and we've had fun. Hope you had fun.
I did. At first, I was super nervous. I was shaking. I was like, "Wait, am I gonna do good?"
You'll be fine. This is a show to relax and just talk things out, and we have a lot of fun guests coming on the show. So let's see. Next week we have Frank, and then towards the end of the month we have. Oh my gosh, I can't wait just for July 1st. It's gonna be so amazing. I'll probably announce it next week what we have going on for July 1st because it's gonna be huge. Huge. Anyways, but yes, Genesis, you have been a shine light to the community and to this podcast episode. Thank you so much for being here, Genesis. You are amazing and totally cute. And Kobu, I think I might steal him from you.
No.
Because his little derpy face is so cute. But yes, I want to give a quick shout out to Chris of Untamed and Unhinged Reptiles for providing this podcast and all along the other podcasts. Please, everyone who's watching, go catch the other shows. Great information. Whether you're just getting into the hobby or have been in the hobby for a while, please go watch those other episodes and those other podcasts because they could benefit you as well. Please go support the sponsors of our episode as well and our shows. We love you, and please go follow Genesis and hook her up. And she's my friend too. So thank you for everything. And please go like, follow, share, and subscribe if you dare. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
In the shadows where we weave, cat's voice spins webs of belief. Tarantulas with names like art, science and spiders tear the